Peter Thiel's net worth, according to Forbes, is $4.2 billion, and he's a co-founder of online payments giant PayPal. It's valued at around $90 billion and has $25 billion annual revenue and has over 30,000 employees. These founders and employees of PayPal are known as PayPal Mafia. When he was 1 year old, they moved from Germany to Cleveland, Ohio, where Peter's father found work as a chemical engineer. Because of how often they moved, Peter changed elementary schools 7 times. In 1996, Thiel returned to California's Bay Area. Inspired by the dot-com boom and the rapid adoption of the internet, Thiel started a venture capital firm called Thiel Capital Management. While Thiel's first project with Nosek failed, the engagement would prove very valuable. Thiel met Levchin and he liked the idea of a web-based money transfer. In 2000, PayPal crossed the 1 million users mark with 9,000 users joining daily. That year, the company also merged with another payments company called X.com, run by Elon Musk. Thiel cashed out, earning himself $55 million. Peter Thiel from the start was a genius. He liked to play chess and was rated a chess master by the United States Chess Federation. Peter Thiel's net worth, according to Forbes, is $4.2 billion, and he's a co-founder of online payments giant PayPal. The company is one of the largest financial technology companies with around $4 trillion worth of transactions made in the last 5 years. It has around 426 million active users. It's valued at around $90 billion and has $25 billion annual revenue and has over 30,000 employees. But it's not just about the numbers. PayPal founders and employees shaped Silicon Valley. These founders and employees of PayPal are known as PayPal Mafia. The group has famous names like Elon Musk, who's the former CEO of PayPal, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, Steve Chen, co-founder of YouTube, Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, Jeremy Stoppelman, CEO and co-founder of Yelp, and many more members who founded big companies. Peter Thiel, along with PayPal co-founders Luke Nosek and Ken Howery, founded the Founders Fund, which is a venture capital firm. This firm had made some early investments in companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Yelp, Spotify, Airbnb, and SpaceX. Want to know how Peter Thiel built so many companies that are so successful? Watch the full video. We at Business Chronicles tell the stories of extraordinary successful people. Please subscribe to our channel to help us in making more videos. Peter Andreas Thiel was born on 11th of October 1967 in Frankfurt am Main, West Germany. His parents were Klaus Friedrich and Suzanne Thiel. Thiel's family moved a lot when he was young. When he was 1 year old, they moved from Germany to Cleveland, Ohio, where Peter's father found work as a chemical engineer. Klaus worked in the mining industry and moved from one mining company to another. After moving to the United States, the family then moved to South Africa, then known as Namibia, before returning to the United States once more in 1977. This time, they settled in Foster City, California. Because of how often they moved, Peter changed elementary schools 7 times. As a young boy, he loved playing Dungeons & Dragons and was an avid reader of science fiction. He particularly loved J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, which he read more than 10 times. At age 6, Peter began playing chess. He excelled at the game and was even ranked 7th in the country in the under 13 category by age 12. He eventually earned the title of Life Master. Peter also excelled at mathematics and once emerged top at a math contest in California while attending public school. Peter earned straight A's in high school and was valedictorian of his class in 1985. Afterwards, he joined Stanford University to study philosophy. It was here that he nurtured his libertarian views, even going on to co-found the Stanford Review, a libertarian paper that challenged what he perceived as Stanford's growing liberalism. Peter graduated from Stanford University in 1989. He then enrolled in Stanford Law School and earned his JD in 1992. From Stanford Law School, Peter Thiel became a clerk for Judge Larry Edmondson of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit. Afterward, he joined Sullivan and Cromwell in New York, where he worked as a securities lawyer. However, he never enjoyed working at the firm and left after 7 months. He then joined Credit Suisse's derivatives trading desk in 1993. In 1996, Thiel returned to California's Bay Area. Inspired by the dot-com boom and the rapid adoption of the internet, Thiel started a venture capital firm called Thiel Capital Management. He raised $1 million in starting capital from friends and family and began looking for new companies to fund. One of his early investments was in a web-based calendar project founded by his friend Luke Nosek. He put in $100,000, but the project failed. While Thiel's first project with Nosek failed, the engagement would prove very valuable. Nozick recommended another friend, Max Levchin, to Thiel for startup funding. Levchin was at the time working on a software program for sending and receiving money through the internet. Thiel met Levchin and he liked the idea of a web-based money transfer. The two founded a company called Confinity in 1998. They announced their company at a press conference where they managed to raise $3 million from investors like Deutsche Bank and Nokia. A year later, they launched their first version of the electronic, email-based payments system called PayPal. Early on, PayPal benefited from network effects. When early users joined their payment system and noticed how fast it was to send and receive payments, they asked their commercial partners to join in. Some of the biggest early adopters were sellers on the e-commerce platform eBay. In 2000, PayPal crossed the 1 million users mark with 9,000 users joining daily. That year, the company also merged with another payments company called X.com, run by Elon Musk. In February of 2002, while serving as CEO, Thiel took PayPal public, listing its shares on the Nasdaq at $13 a share. On its first day, the share price rallied more than 50% to over $20. Months later, in October of 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. Thiel cashed out, earning himself $55 million. In 2006, Thiel won the Herman Lay Award for Entrepreneurship. A year later, he was recognized by the World Economic Forum as one of the world's most distinguished leaders under 40. Thiel invested $10 million of his PayPal winnings into a hedge fund he had founded called Clarium Capital. He staked his fund on his theory that the world was approaching peak oil and that there was no other energy alternatives. His call was right. The price of oil rallied from $40 a barrel in 2002 to $140 in the final half of the 2000s. Thiel also made some right bets on the US dollar weakening in 2004 and then strengthening in 2005. His series of correct calls and the impressive returns he posted led to high investor interest. By 2008, he had grown his fund's assets to $7 billion. Unfortunately, the market crashed in 2009, and Thiel missed out on the rebound in 2011. Investors pulled out a lot of their money, and by 2011, Thiel's fund only had $200 million under management, most of it Thiel's own money. Thiel didn't limit his investing in the 2000s to commodities and currencies, however. He also undertook venture investments. In 2005, he launched a venture capital firm he called Founders Fund, closing its first round with $50 million under management. With the money, Thiel went out investing in young entrepreneurs building in the digital space. Some of Thiel's notable early investments were in LinkedIn in 2004 and Facebook in 2005. With Facebook, Thiel made a $500,000 investment in the company after another investor, Sean Parker, introduced him to its young founder, Mark Zuckerberg. His investment was a convertible note that later turned to equity when Facebook reached about 1.5 million users. Thiel got a 10.2% stake in the company for his investment and a board seat. When Facebook went public in 2012, Thiel's $500,000 investment was worth over $1 billion. He sold most of his shares that year, retaining a few hundred million worth of shares. Other successful companies that Thiel has invested in include Airbnb, Spotify, SpaceX, and Stripe. In 2010, Thiel launched the Thiel Fellowship, through which he gives $100,000 to 20 students annually to drop out of college and build a startup. Thiel is also principally associated with two other venture funds, Mithril Capital Management and Valar Ventures. From 2015 to 2017, Thiel was a partner at the prominent startup incubator Y Combinator. In 2003, Thiel recognized that he could lend out some of the tools he used to prevent fraud at PayPal to government agencies and other companies to prevent criminal acts. He founded Palantir that year. The company mines massive amounts of data and then deploys artificial intelligence to synthesize it, flagging fraudulent or criminal behavior. He invested $30 million of his own money into the company. Palantir's first backer was In-Q-Tel, the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency's venture capital arm. It invested $2 million. In 2004, Thiel hired Alex Karp, an associate from Stanford Law School, as Palantir's CEO. Thiel and Karp consistently grew Palantir from a startup to about $250 million in revenue in 2011. By 2013, Palantir had secured several government contracts. Some of its clients included the CIA, FBI, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, U.S. Air Force, and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. Palantir went public in 2020 by direct listing. It earned $1.9 billion in revenue that year, followed by $1.54 billion in 2021. It has three core AI-based data processing products, Gotham, Foundry, and Apollo. All three support informed decision-making. Thiel remains the company's chairman. Thiel published his first book, The Diversity Myth, Multiculturalism and the Politics of Intolerance at Stanford, in 1995. He co-authored it with David Sachs. In 2014, he published his more popular book, 0 to 1. The book contains Thiel's notes on building startups, drawn from an undergraduate computer science course he taught at Stanford in 2012. The book is co-authored by Blake Mastards. Thiel wrote a chapter in Tim Ferriss's book, Tools of Titans. Thiel makes grants through his Thiel Foundation and Breakout Labs. Through the Thiel Foundation, Thiel makes philanthropic donations to organizations doing research in artificial intelligence and human life extension. With the former, he supports the Singularity Institute for Artificial Intelligence, and with the latter, Thiel supports the Methuselah Mouse Prize Foundation. Aside from these two core themes, the Thiel Foundation has also made donations to the Human Rights Foundation, advances human rights globally, and the Committee to Protect Journalists, which promotes journalists' rights and freedoms. With Breakout Labs, Thiel gives grants of up to $350,000 to organizations doing innovative research on hard science projects. One grant recipient, Modern Meadow, makes lab-grown leather and meat, while another, 3Scan, does tissue imaging. Thiel individually donated $1 million New Zealand dollars to New Zealand in 2011 to help people impacted by the Christchurch earthquake. Peter Thiel from the start was a genius. He liked to play chess and was rated a chess master by the United States Chess Federation. Becoming one of the highest-rated chess players is not an easy task. He used his chess concepts to build companies in a way that no one had before. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this.